Hi guys, welcome to video 3 for personal finance. Today we're going to talk about interest. So times that you might have to deal with interest are if you are buying a car or if you are doing some type of payment plan for some type of loan. Okay, so if somebody loans you money, they usually charge you interest. So basically you're paying them to loan you the money. Okay, or you could think of it like renting the money. Okay, because you're going to pay them back the money that you borrowed plus a fee for borrowing it. Okay, so there are two types of interest we're going to talk about today: simple interest and compound interest. So let's say that we'll start with simple. Okay, so let's say that I borrowed $100 from you. Okay, and let's say that you were going to charge me 10% per year in interest, okay? So 10% per year in regular simple interest, okay? So that means if I paid you back right away, I would pay no interest. If I paid you back in 1 year, then it would be that $100 that I borrowed plus 10% of 100, which is $10. So I would have paid you back $110 if I paid you back in 1 year, okay? If I paid you back in 2 years, then it would be that $110 from the first year plus that 10% of the original principal. That money that you initially borrow is called your principal. So 10% of that again is $10, so 110 plus 10%, which is $10, so then that would be 120. Okay, so then all the way down, if I paid you back in 10 years, then I would end up paying you $200. Okay, that $100 that I borrowed plus 10% interest per year. Okay, that way is pretty simple. Compound interest is a little bit different. Compound interest, we're going to use the same scenario. So I borrowed $100. My interest is 10% per year, but if it's compound interest, that means that 10% is no longer just taken from that principal value. It's taken from the new total that I pay each year that I don't pay you back. So year 1 would be the same, right? 10% per year, 10% of that 100, so $110. Year 2 though would be this 110 plus 10% of 110 instead of 10% of 100. Okay, so that would mean that year 2 I would be paying you back $121. Okay, so with compound interest, if I waited 10 years to pay you back, I would end up paying you $259 because each year my 10% is of my new total for the next year. Okay? Does that make sense? So then for year 3, it would be 121 plus 10% of 121 instead of year 3 up here, which would have been 120 plus 10% of 100, so 130. Okay? So there's an equation for compound interest. In this situation would kind of look like this: 100 times 1.1 to the power of however many years it took me to pay you back. Okay? So that's a little intro into interest. So when you're making decisions about purchasing a car, or maybe you're going to Best Buy and you're going to do a payment plan for a new TV, or you're going to borrow money for a loan for school, you have to think about your interest options, and you have to make sure you pay attention to what type of interest it is. Okay? So your assignments this week are going to continue to be tracking your spending and your weekly savings. Okay? Here is my jar. Now it has $3 in it. Okay? I checked it off. Week 2. Week 1 was the Monday of week 1 was 4/6. The Monday of week 2 is 4/13. I put a little check mark because I put in my $1 and then I put in my $2, so now I have $3 in my jar. Okay, so I want you guys on Friday to show me your spending tracking and your savings container with your $3 and it checked up on your list. Okay, if you have questions, let me know. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Oh, my office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. for math questions and 12 noon for social time. Okay, and you guys all know my email. See you later.